Hi, welcome. This is Oladipo Jajalola from Yoruba Torah Research Works. Yeah, this is about the most unfortunate family in Nigeria. Yes, the most unfortunate family in Nigeria, and that is Mr. President Buhari, the president of Nigeria, and his household. Well, and the most unfortunate family in that the most powerful should be the most powerful family in Nigeria, at the long run, they ended up being the most fortunate because that family has a lot of hope when they were announced that they get to take over, they get to lead Nigeria. They have a lot of hope, a lot of desire, a lot of things that they want to achieve. But now they are rounding up and actually, by the time you see at the end of this video, you see that they've achieved nothing. And what they think they are going to stop are actually, rather than stopping what they were, putting an end to that, they have come to strengthen. They've strengthened that, and everything they have done together is actually they've prepared larger ground and larger opportunities for what they said they are going to stop, because what they think they want to stop is actually more than what they envisage. It's more than it's more than what they're thinking. They don't have proper understanding of the way that thing operates. So it's not easy. And another thing is that the kind of scope, the way the system they find themselves operate, does not even allow them to do what they think they are going to do. So that system, the system of government in which that brought them in, so does not give more time. And so I say the most unfortunate, because they desire a lot and they are ending up actually strengthening, providing more food for what they think they're going to stop. So that's President Muhammadu Buhari. Yeah. So now let's look at it. Yeah, one of the major things that President Buhari campaign and want to stop is majorly corruption. Because that is the major problem in Nigeria. That is the major thing that is destroying this nation, that is pulling Nigerian backward. Corruption, greed of among the elites, the politicians, the public servants, and in the private sector all around Nigeria. So those are the major things you want to stop, so that Nigeria will be able to be like a kind of roller coaster towards growth and towards greatness. But what we've seen so far, that has not actually happened at all. Yes, he has achieved in the area of, in so many areas, infrastructure, and then some other area, building this and building that. But that is not able to checkmate. But that is actually, if you look at it in overall, all those things are actually not the problem of Nigeria. And so all that he achieved in infrastructure, in doing this and doing that, is actually zero. It's nothing in the long run. Now, we understand why I said all those things are zero at the long run. So before I explain why those things are zero and of no use, let's look at how does this corruption in Nigeria operate. Well, corruption in Nigeria has a root, has a core. So, the only way you can actually deal with it is to attack that core. But most of the previous presidents, what they have been doing is they are attacking the branches, the growth, the outgrowth. So there is a core, and that core has an outgrowth. Now, so let me look at it. So from what I'm explaining here. So now it has a core, then there are outgrowth of that core. So now that core is the source of energy. It's what that generates the energy. So, and it develops those outposts in order to strengthen itself. So those outposts are strength, are power. So that doesn't allow you to they protect the core. They protect and preserve the core. So the core understand that it is weak and it is susceptible to attack. So it establishes those outposts. It feeds those outposts. It ensures those outposts are strong, and of course, those outposts are powerful sectors. So they empower them. They allow those sectors to grow, they enrich those outposts. So corruption as a core. So then corruption now grew itself in some other powerful sectors, some other places, so that those other places can stand to secure the core. So that is the way it operates. And most of the presidents that have been coming that think they want to stop corruption, they want to do this, all they have been doing is they have been attacking the outpost. So they've not really been able to deal with the core. And now one of the challenges is that since that core is still sitting down, is still existing, and it still have access to what is using to generating its energy, with which is feeding the outputs, there's all you are doing is a waste. Everything you could do is a waste. So the only solution is to deal with that core. You destroy the core, or you take away the source of its energy, what is using to energize itself. So by the time you take away the source of energy and it can't energize itself again or build the output, it will become weak and it will die. So there are just two major ways. You destroy the core, or you take away the source of energy from the core. So the core will feed on itself and it will die. So there are two solutions. But all the previous presidents and everything, I know everything, all they've been doing, trying to work against this, is not actually working, because they are not actually looking at this. They're not taking any of this stuff. They're not destroying this core. Rather, are they taking away everything it fits on from it? And there's a way it will still be there, but those things that it can convert to its energy to feed the outpost. If you take those ones away, then it will be weak and it will not be able to feed the outpost. Then it's going to die. So it's not going to be strong again. Then it can weaken. Then it can die. It can die, or it has to change. It will have to normalize itself. So those are actually the two ways, but that is not what I think they don't really have, all the previous leaders don't really have proper understanding of these. So that is why they've not been able to really be able to get a way to put an end to this corruption. Now, what is the core? The core of corruption is the public service. Now, I think I would just say this is a story of desire for growth with no proper check and balances that generate that happen to destroy what they want to grow. No, it's like in the time of the pre-colonial era, when the Oyo Empire was growing and was very powerful, and they loved the growth. So they have tax collectors, they are public servants, and what did they do? They overtaxed the people, they milked the people, and that made Oyo Empire to scatter, to break. So that is what example of the public service in Nigeria today. So this public service, so it's not just now. So it happened in Oyo Empire. So Oyo Empire, the destruction of Oyo Empire is due to corruption of the public servants. And not only that, in the Bible, when Jesus was talking one of those times, he mentioned the tax collector. He said, you don't collect more than what you asked to collect. It shows that they used to collect more than what they asked them to do. Even Zacchaeus in the Bible, when Jesus talked to him, he said, if he has collected more from anybody, he will restore. So that shows that tax collectors, they used to they overtaxed and they overbilled the people. So this corruption we're talking about, the public servant, is not just now. It has been for a long time. It has been from time immemorial, and they are the one that used to lead to fall of nations, fall of kingdoms. And why do they prosper? They prosper because now the kingdom or the leadership that appoints them is getting money from them. So they allow them. No, as a leader, because you have this public service and they are generating money from you, so the leader is happy. Then they try to, just to give them a free hand. And when they give them a free hand, they overdo. And when they overdo, they started. So in as much as they are feeding money to the leader, satisfying the leader, either the leader is using the money for good or for wrong purpose, either is using it for the growth of the for the city, for the economy, for the environment, for the people, for the government, or is even stealing for himself. The public servant does not, or they don't care. In as much as they are doing that, then the leader might shift away their eyes away from all their wrongdoings and not put the proper checkers to stop them from doing the wrong. So that is the beginning. So it has been for long. So there's need for a checkers. You are a leader. You want to grow. You are a leader of a community. You are a leader of a government. You have to put check and balances to your public servants. They are the source of the money for the government. So you have to put, so that while they are generating money, they should do it in the right way and not in the wrong way. So that's actually what happened at the time of Awolowo. So that is the beginning of Nigerian downfall during the time of Awolowo in the southwest. So now the cocoa board, they buy cocoa from the farmers and they sell to the white men. And what do? They sell and they raise money for the Southwest government. And that government was really enjoying that, a lot of money. But one thing, Awolowo take his eyes away from the excesses of the cocoa board. in as much as they are generating money for him. He did not look. I think he permit them to do and undo. Now, the cocoa board did one thing. And well, this is how it came out. There was one person from Ogun State, from Abeokuta, that was taking a chief, the Otun of Alake then, of Alipede. He was taken to the cocoa board to be part of the members of the board. So when he got there, it was a very strong cocoa farmer, great cocoa farmer in Abeokuta. And when he got there, and he found the price that they were selling the cocoa to the white men, and he saw what they were selling, the price they were paying to the farmers. And these people have been in cocoa trading before the formation of black government, and they sell directly to the white people, and they know what they were gaining. But now they announced that, yeah, these people, now that we have our own government, they want the cocoa to, Southwest to grow, so they want to sell their cocoa through the cocoa board so that the government can generate money. But then, when they got there, they now saw the amount of money they were selling, the white men were buying, and what they were selling, the price they were paying to the farmers. So he felt this is not good, this is too much, this is injustice. So he said they should increase the price. Within 1 month that he joined them, and he made that suggestion, he was sacked from the cocoa board. He was returned back to Abeokuta. Now, that is it. So that is what Awolowo allow his cocoa board to do. So that is the beginning of corruption. So when you, as a government, yeah, you said the Southwest was growing, Awolowo was building this, was building that, but at the expense of food, at the expense of the cocoa farmers. They are not growing. And that is why farming is dead in the Southwest today, because that foundation was laid then. Now, when you as the government, the cocoa board, they sell at high money, they collect big money from the white men, and they give peanut to the farmers will not be able to grow. The farmers cannot say, yeah, they want to grow, they want to buy tractor, they want to enlarge, they want to do this, they want to do that. They cannot. And the cocoa board officers, which as a public servant, they were buying cars, they were using new cars and everything like that. And that's what that elderly man, late Chief Isaac Adeosi Oluga saw. And he complained and he was removed 1 month. And I know that removal must be known to Awolowo himself. So that is what Awolowo started. So then, it is that same cocoa board, and they run the government then. And later, when we have the unity system, when everything was united, if you hear people saying that it is the South, the Yorubas, and they're the one that taught the Hausas, that brought them into corruption. Yes, not at the beginning, not into corruption like the way they are doing now, but it is that now they see that they are sitting on money, so they have to take care of themselves too. So that is what they introduce to them. So that, yeah, they are making money for the government. Where they are making for the government, then they introduce the politicians into what? Into corruption. That yes, there's money here, there's money here, there's money here. We help you to make the money. But then they too, they have to what? They have to satisfy themselves. They introduce the politicians, they introduce the army, they introduce the police, all the power sectors, judicial arms systems of Nigeria. So the public system, the public servants, knowing that they are very weak, they don't have the power. They are sitting on money, but they don't have authority. If they steal the money and they are caught, they will be dealt with. So, in order to protect themselves, so they go what? They bring other arms of powers, the powerful arms in Nigeria, into corruption. They bring the security arm, the police, the army. As I mentioned before, they make the judicial system of Nigeria. They brought them in because if you take them to court, right? Then they bring the military also in. They bring politicians. So with that, they were protected. In as much as the sitting governor or the president is enjoying and is satisfying himself with the money, he will not stop people from stealing, because they are the ones that are helping him to steal the money, showing him where the money is and helping him. So they are secured. Another round is now when they know that they have the support of the army, when the leaders of the military and whatever are in conjunction with them, are in agreement with them, and they are satisfying those ones too. So if anybody in the community want to rise up and say you want to say anything against them, they invite the army and they come and clear them off. And also, they use the police also. If anybody want to rise up and complain, they just use the police, they just frame the person and just get the person out. So you see, so now, the core is very weak. They are sitting down on power, they're sitting down on money, but they are very weak. So in order to secure themselves, they use all these other hands, all these people that we naturally complain. Our leaders, they are thieves. Your leaders are not the main thieves. The main thieves are the public servants. So they use your leaders as what? As a protection for themselves, as a shield. So when they get a leader that's interested in siphoning money, they are secure. But when they have a leader that is not interested, they're in trouble. They will curse that leader. They will eat it. They will do everything to destroy that leader. So we have some leaders. We have some leaders that we even praise today, but they did not really do well with this corruption thing. They did not really do well because now this is the way, like President Buhari, when he came as military, he was able to really curb a lot of things because it was military system of government. So when they said this thing should be done to the public, the armies are there to oversee that thing is done. If it is not done, the public servants are supposed to do it, they are in trouble. If they don't do it, you are in trouble. So they are there to oversee it. But now, this is a civilian, in this democracy system of government, where military's intervention should be very, very minimal. Then there is no army to monitor anything. Everybody just do anyhow. ID card in the north, it is free. It's supposed to be free. But in the south, they are collecting money. And nobody could do anything. Buhari is there in Abuja. He cannot stop it. So you see, he's one of the most unfortunate presidents. Most unfortunate family. So it's a most unfortunate family. So everything during COVID, they release a lot of money in the north. You see them getting it, but in the south, nobody ever gets it. There's public servants, and they use the politicians. They use some of the leaders and militaries. They just share the thing they have to share it, and nobody can talk because if you talk, all the people that know they will secure everything. They will just so they are already secure. They are secured, and nothing can happen to them. So that is the way it happens. And what is the only way? As I've said before, the only two ways to deal with this thing is to destroy this core. Either you destroy it, you eliminate it, or what? Or you fend it off. What is feeding on? How? Now, for example, there is in Lagos State under Tinubu, under Fashola, and other yes, all those leaders, they did very well, but they could not really deal with the core of corruption in their state. Now, these are yes, when it comes to Lagos State housing provision by Alhaji Ahmed Tinubu and under Fashola also. Anytime they want to do, when they have those buildings, when they are ready, it is a public servant that it is in their hand to sell it to the people. But most of the time, by the time you see what will happen, those accommodations, they buy it for themselves, or they go and invite their family members. They buy it with their own money in the names of the family members, and they will resell and resell before it gets to the hand of the people, the populace that the house were meant for. It's already in millions or billions. So you see, any opportunity, anything that is supposed to go from government to the people that goes through the public servant is what will not get to them. It's either it will not get to them at all, or if it gets to them, they will have to pay through their nose. That is, the public servant will use to make money for themselves. So that is what public service is in Nigeria. So if you want to destroy it, let's do anything that is meant for the people should not go through them. Now, for example, let's look at it in Ogun State under Governor Amosu. When all those there's a market structure that he built, very big and mighty ones, but he did not allow it to go through the public servants. He allowed the market people, they are registered, they know themselves. So he handed over those buildings to them so that they share within their members. And the public servants are still cursing him till today. Not only that, when he left, immediately the next governor Governor Abiodun that is there now, they told that new governor to go and collect it back so that he can use it to make money. So that is the way the public servant used to do. So they will introduce the new governor into a way, to something that they will tell him this thing can bring money for him. But no, it is not for him, it is for them. Because now, if he collect it back, he will give it to them to undo it. They will sell it to themselves, resell and resell, before it gets to the market women, those people that are really supposed to be using the shops. So that is the strategy of this. It is very weak. The core, public servants, they are very weak. They don't have power. They don't have power, they don't have the strength, but they know what they carry. They know they are sitting on the money. So they use the governor, they use the army, they use all the securities, every power in the powerful sector of Nigeria, they use them Even they use the public sectors. Now, as a public, you are a public, I mean, they use a private sector. You are a private business person. When you come to them, when you want to follow the right process, they will be sluggish with what you're supposed to do. They will not do you the right. They will ask you to come until they frustrate you to pay them. And later they will advise you, don't even pay, just be giving us, you give us our own money. You don't need to pay. They will advise, now it is a public servant that advise private companies to pay their workers lesser, because it is a public servant that used to be, they are the one that used to be at the union leadership. They will advise them, pay them peanuts, just pay, so they will be collecting money from the private, from the investors, and those one will be paying their workers useless money, and there's nowhere they want to take it to. So now, that is the way the public servants work, the public services work. It energizes itself, it secures its stand with every other person. As they want to use, Amosu was able to break them down, to break over, to be able to fend all those things that they used to steal. So they became very weak under his government. All those things, he did not allow you to pass through them. And immediately he was out. What they want to do? They want to use the next governor to what? To get it back so that they can milk the people again through it. So that is the way the public servant works. That's why I say President Buhari is the most unfortunate leader, because all this infrastructure he has built is going back to the hand of the public servants. Even though now, even now, they are still doing nonsense under him. If he now go totally, it will now go haywire. They will have every right to destroy the life. All those things is just a waste. So all those money he has spent on those things is just a waste, because it's coming back to their hand. If you say you're going to privatize it, yes, as I've explained to you, they know how to operate, how to bring the private sector to their knees. By the time they frustrate them, those one will be forced to pay them. And by the time they come to they said they want to come and check something in their company, they will not check anything until they pay. Even if that thing is right, they will not leave. They will not allow them until they pay them. If they don't allow them, they will not certify them. And by the time those ones see that, well, the certification is not even by standard, it's by bribery. It's until they pay them, whatsoever, until they gratify them. So they don't have the choice. They will just leave everything substandard, and they will just be gratifying them and then getting their own money too. So that is the way this works. So if you look at it long run, President Buhari is still the most unfortunate person in Nigeria. So I say, the most unfortunate family, because everything that he's talking about as achievement is actually a food he has prepared for what? For the core of corruption in Nigeria, for the public services. Because now, who is going to come in after him? Is it Peter Obi? Peter Obi that was used in his state, and he took some dollars to go and invest in beauty. Is it that one that will come that will not follow, that will not dance to the tune of the public servants to make money for himself? Or is it Atiku as a vice president who did a lot of so many wrong things that even his president was not happy with him? Is it that will not come and be a leader now, and will not dance to the tune? Now, Atiku used to have an organization at the port that was working there before. Why did they close up? Why did they give up those things? Is it not because he was not paying what he's supposed to pay? Yes, because he's used to the system of the corruption. They don't pay what they're supposed to pay. They just bribe the public servants, and they go on doing business. But now, President Buhari brought a lady that wants standard, so they could not cope because they are not used to keeping the standard or paying all the money. So what? They went out. Now, he will now become the president. You will now say he will not dance to the tune of the public service? Or is it Baba Tinubu, who has been in Lagos before? Who all the houses he built in Lagos, all the houses and accommodation he built for the people, went through the public service, and they use it to make away Lagosians. Yes, Tinubu also had this desire for the people to do the right thing, but everything has to just still going through the public services. So you see, so if you look at that, it seems as if Nigerians are doomed, and there's no way. But well, we are not doomed, actually. There's a way, and it's just two ways I've said before. Either you destroy the core, which is the public service, you destroy it totally, and you create another. Or if you're not ready to do that, then you should what? You have to, everything that has to do with what? things that are supposed to get to the grassroots, that are supposed to get to the people, tractors that are supposed to get the farmer. In Southwest, it doesn't get to them. It is a public servant, and they invite all the senators. They share it amidst themselves. All the real farmers, the real local farmers, they don't get tractors to use. In the north, they use it because the public service in the north they are more humane, but those in the south are mad people. They are mad. Their own corruption level is madness. So anything from government, they don't allow it to get down. So that is a problem. And they will be telling the Southerners that it is the Hausas that are ruining Nigeria. It is the Hausa that are sharing the money. It is the Hausa that are doing it. Not knowing that the same thing that is going to the north is coming to the south, but they are the ones sharing it. And they will never allow the people to know. So now, so President Buhari, you are very, very unfortunate because you have failed to destroy this core. And you did not, you failed to destroy it, and you enrich it because you allow most of the things you want to get to the people to still go through them. So that is one of one major purpose. But just like the governor of Ogun State, the former governor of Ogun State, did Amosu, so that is the way out. That anything you want to get to the people, don't let it go through the hand of the public services. Anything that resources, like those houses, accommodation, money, tractors, look for another way. You can use the military. You can use the military. NYC. You can use the NYC. Let the military monitor the NYC. Let them coordinate anything, all those ID card, anything fund that's supposed to get to the people. Use the NYC coordinated by the military. That's better. So by that, if they don't have access to what they want to steal, then they won't have money to even use to strengthen all the outposts. They won't be able to buy the army. They won't be able to buy the police. They won't be able to buy the politician. No, they won't be able to buy anything because when there's nothing in their hand, and those ones will not be strengthening them. So that is actually the problem. That is the issue we have. So except we have somebody who's ready to do this, then Nigeria is still in problem, and I think this is not going to end at any time soon. And I think, but with President Buhari, except President Buhari can take one of the advice that was given to him recently that he should declare a state of emergency, because of course with all that's going on in this country, it's enough to declare a state of emergency, a partial state of emergency, and under that state of emergency, whereby the Senate and the reps can be stepped down, they can have some military intervention, and whereby, and in those 6 months, everything that's supposed to get to the people should go straight, not through the public servants. So you can kind of semi-military rule, so that everything that's supposed to go should go down straight, without all these public servants. And of course, that in hand with some other things, with a lot of some other things to be done, we can get out of these things, so we can get out of these problems and become the Greek nation that Nigeria is supposed to be. So in the next 6 months, you declare state of emergency. Everything that's supposed to get to the people, go through the military. All this employment, in whatsoever organization, all this money, let it go to the military straight. So let the military employ Nigerians instead of Nigerian Association, Nigerian Organization, Employment Organization. Let the military, let the Nigerian army employ all the Nigerians youth that are out of job, that are not working. Let them be employed. Let the military look for something for them to do. Either now gather them instead of just going to learning mechanic. We already have people. Many people are already in mechanic. Many people are already in engineering, learning tailor. That's nonsense. Let Nigerian military employ them, and let the money that those people are paying them, let it go to the military. Let the military employ Nigerians. Let them be paying them. Let them train them also. Let them train them in the military way, get them some training, and let the military put them into work, like farming, because most of the important thing Nigeria need now is farming. So let them put them into various works. So these and some other things. These are some other things that I will not be saying here. Actually, within 6 months, Nigeria will be out of all these problems. Within 6 months, Nigeria will be out of all these problems. So, Mr. President, I really pity you. I know you have a good desire, but the system of government that brought you in, and the people in which among the people which you found yourself, and the greediness of the core of Nigerian corruption, and the wisdom in which they've placed themselves and they strengthen themselves, you've not been able to beat them, and you've ended up, instead of stopping them, you've added to their strength. Because when you don't destroy them, they use you to strengthen themselves. So they will use you, and after you are gone now, all those things that you have put on the ground, they will still come and take over and use it to strengthen themselves the more. They will turn it to a tool of corruption. They will use it to milk and to know and to. So you are the most unfortunate person. I only pray that may the Creator of heaven and the earth give you the grace that if you can declare the state of emergency with these remaining months that you have in office, if you can declare a state of emergency, that we have a partial military rule and you can achieve your aim. So with that partial military rule, you can deal with that core. You can deal with it, well, with a state of emergency. You can deal with it directly, and you can also what? You can also go without it. Everything you want to reach the people, you do without the core, and you can also deal with it under a state kind of a partial military rule. So that is the only way, Mr. President. But if you're not ready to do that, forget it. You are the most unfortunate person. The most unfortunate person, the most unfortunate family in Nigeria today. And you might be the most unfortunate forever, because if you are the only one that had a desire to stop the corruption and you ended up this way, if those coming after you don't have that desire, they will not be unfortunate, because they will come, they will make their own money and they will go. But money you did not make, and what you want to stop, you are still not able to achieve. So I pray that the Creator of heaven and the earth help you and assist you to achieve whatsoever. Even this remaining season is still enough for you to achieve great. I pray the Lord will help you. Amen.